wide open shot like that right in your wheelhouse.
That's 5 for 5 now to start the game. Wow, he's in for a big night.
You know, I think at some point you got to start thinking about throwing a different look his way early on, especially if he keeps shooting like this.
That's his first personal foul.
You can list off a lot of accolades for Dwayne Wade. One thing that might get overlooked is just how good he is at throwing the alley-oop pass.
Absolutely. It shouldn't be a surprise since he's so skilled at so many other facets of the game, but he might go down as one of the better alley-oop throwers of all time. Andre Miller's in that category,
yes,
too.
Two very, very good examples. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. The Cavaliers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And a new group in for the Heat. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Haslem. Ennis comes in for Luol Deng. Johnson, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Chalmers in for Goran Dragic. The Heat trail by 7. Johnson goes in. The Heat have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here's Shumpert. Pass to Perkins. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Assist from.
Well, now they're just going to town on him.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Here's Marion. Rejected by Anderson. And they're scoring pretty well. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here. Clark, Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
And they've done a nice job here offensively to establish a rhythm and a pace to this game.
And I like that they're finding ways to score. Playing well here, Steve.
You got Ennis. Chalmers is out there with Johnson. Then there's Anderson. And it's Beasley in at the 4 slot. So that's who Miami starts the second with. Perkins kicks to Marion. Out to Shumpert.
Defensive foul. Johnson. That's his first personal foul. First team.
Here's Dellavedova. Defended by Chalmers. Marion outside. And Thompson kicks to Perkins. Johnson wide open. He fires. Johnson missing again.
Cavs tried to make a push for the playoffs last season, in a way going against the grain, but instead a disappointing season when it was all over. The coach and front office questioning the team's effort level.
Kicks it out to Beasley. Johnson outside. Here's Anderson. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
If he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. Well, the Cavs did make some big changes from last season, and they shouldn't have a problem staying motivated, putting in the effort this year.
Well, you know, Kevin, last year they were a very young group and didn't have the vet presence they might have needed. With LeBron coming in, they've got brilliance in every category, leadership and play. He's got the clout of his championship rings. The whole mindset of the team is about to go to a very different and high level.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. A different look now for Cleveland. Here's Mozgov. Takes it off the glass. Mozgov's got 6.
Heads up, aggressive play right there. He saw the smaller man on him, took it straight to the basket.
Here's Dragic. Lets it go from 14. And he gets it to go. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Cleveland leading by 5. Outside Irving. Just 5 to shoot. There's Mozgov. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
Well, the Miami Heat, since the Big Three assembled, have been a polarizing team. Some fans rooted for them, others rooted against them. Either way, they've been an incredible story for the league and become just a huge draw around the NBA.
Mozgov hits them both. And now with the Big Three era coming to an end, Miami not perhaps one of the more hated teams around the NBA, but Clark, oh my goodness is right.
The only thing crazier than him taking that shot is that he actually hit it. Unbelievable.
It's Dragic with the drive. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
Easy little jump shot for him right there, guys.
Here's Smith. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Well, they already had him staggered, and now all of a sudden they're throwing some haymakers.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, guys, Kyrie Irving, the #1 pick overall back in 2011, a player who promised himself he'd play in the NBA when he was just in the 4th grade. He said that came from his father. Confidence, confidence, confidence. That's all my dad preached. He'd always tell me, Kyrie, you could be this, you could be that. My dad had more belief in me than I had in myself. Gentlemen.
You know, it helps having people boosting you up, Doris. Thanks.
Goran Dragic last season really became a premier offensive weapon, dramatically improving his shooting percentage. In fact, over 50% from the field and 40% from long range, while scoring 20 points a game. Only the 3rd player in the last 2 decades to hit those marks.
On its way from Irving for 2. Misses the jumper.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
And Dragic can do it all offensively. Clark spread the floor, slash to the rim, and he got to the line over 5 times a game.
That ability to get to the line puts defenses in quite a bind. When you lay off of him, he can rise up and knock it down, and you crowd him, he'll blow right by you and get to the line.
And a wide open look for Irving. And Cleveland again with the bucket. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
Smith drawn the double team. Irving against Dragic. Irving kicks to James. A 3-pointer off the mark. The Heat trail by 14. Tries to snap the cold streak. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. The Heat look good at the line. They're perfect in 4 attempts. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Marion comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Iman Shumpert in for J.R. Smith. The Cavaliers leading by 12. Shumpert dishes to Marion. Marion setting the pick for James. Dishes it to Thompson. Out to Marion. And so that's the end of the first half. Cavaliers lead by 12. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the 3rd quarter underway. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
Excellent game we've seen from Kyrie Irving. He's got 13 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Iman Shumpert is out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Marion, and it's LeBron James, and it's Thompson in at the center, locking down the middle. The Heat trail by 12. Everything appeared to be lined up for Cleveland to get back into the playoffs last year, but that just wasn't the case. A lot of what-ifs for them last season.
And with another top pick on the roster, Kevin, and a youthful team, they were a popular pick before the season to play postseason games, but they still needed some season.
A different look now for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Love comes in for Sean Marion. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Iman Shumpert. Well, Knicks ownership guys frustrated last season that Iman Shumpert didn't participate in the Summer League. And Steve, they were hoping he'd test out for some minutes at the point guard position.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. And we heard his name arise all season long in trade rumors.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Yes, Kevin, Cavaliers head coach David Blatt, unknown here in the United States, but he spent the last 2 decades establishing himself as the premier coach in Europe. Last season, he led Maccabi Tel Aviv to an upset EuroLeague title. One GM described the team as, quote, outgunned at every position except coach. Kevin, it's been his dream to coach in the NBA.
Many consider him a genius-level coach. Doris, thanks. We'll see how he does.
And for Shumpert, his shooting numbers were down last season. He'd shot over 40% from long range in year 2, but was down to 33% last season. That can happen sometime in the course of a career. Still good from the corners with Shumpert, but perhaps he shot too many from above the arc.
He's so reliable. And, you know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
Love again. Dragic. Love the pass to Mozgov. And that'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers retain possession.
And guys, for Shumpert, where he's got to improve is finishing around the rim. With his size and athleticism, I think he could be better scoring in the paint.
Here's Love. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Dang attacking. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
And maybe that'll give this team a little bit of their edge back.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yeah, you got that right.
Wade kicks to Dragic. From outside, off the mark.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation. It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Got that one, and the Cleveland lead has been cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Wade.
You know, there were a lot of people, me included, thinking that Cleveland would take a step forward and be a team that could make moves in the East and perhaps get to the playoffs, but injuries and inner turmoil really kept that team from being playoff caliber.
The kick out to Dang. Comes up empty from 19 feet out. The Cavaliers leading by 11. James wide open. And yet, finally drops after rolling around the rim. James has got 5.
Well, it's kind of been the story here today, hasn't it, Clark?
And the Heat call time here. Both teams will make substitutions. 1:16 left in the third quarter. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
I'm not sure what he was thinking about there. That's a strange foul.